We begin tonight with the breaking news that is the first hurricane of the season, Hurricane Alex. As we speak, Hurricane Alex is a Category 2 storm, having strengthened in the warm waters of the western Gulf of Mexico. It is producing sustained winds of 100 miles an hour. The center of the storm is about 25 miles from landfall, meaning it is expected to hit the coast within the next 2 hours. Its current trajectory would have it hit northeastern Mexico, about 100 miles south of Brownsville, Texas. The hurricane's outer bands have already affected South Texas with heavy winds and rain in Brownsville and South Padre Island. At least 2 tornadoes have already been confirmed. Coastal flood warnings have been issued with up to 20 inches of rain expected. Meanwhile, the epicenter of the ever-spreading BP oil disaster is about 500 miles from the eye of the hurricane. The oil spill area is not expected to take a direct hurricane hit, but that area is already being hit with 7 to 10-foot seas and wind gusts of up to 25 miles an hour. Drilling on relief wells at the BP oil disaster site would have to stop if winds reach 46 miles an hour. That's according to Admiral Thad Allen, the federal incident commander in charge of dealing with the disaster. Cleanup efforts along the Gulf Coast have been suspended due to high waves caused by Alex, which have forced many of the oil skimming vessels to sit in port. The skimmers will likely remain out of commission for another 24 to 48 hours. The effects of Hurricane Alex have also halted the controlled burns of oil on the ocean's surface and flights spraying dispersants as well. And strong winds and high tides have pushed more oil and tar balls from the spill into the already soiled Gulf Coast beaches and marshlands. Joining us now live from South Padre Island, Texas, is Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel. Jim, thanks very much for being out in this weather for us. I appreciate your time.
It's one that we do this for the bids, and just to let everybody know why we asked them to evacuate, why we asked them to kind of move to higher ground. You can see this huge pool of seaweed which has come ashore, and you know that's the good news. The storm has gone far enough to our south, so the impacts here aren't going to be too bad. But the problem is the worst of it here may actually be felt well after landfall in the next 2 or 3 hours. In other words, we have a tremendous amount of rain, and because of the large size of this, as it moves inland, it's going to dump rain through the lower Rio Grande Valley, then upriver into the mountainous terrains, all of that filling the watershed, and eventually potentially causing what could be a catastrophic flood. This is a very poor area, especially getting information out for flash flooding. Be really privy to, especially as we go through the next 24 hours, because that's when it looks like this could occur.
Jim, are you able to tell us anything about the expected impact on the oil spill area?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. There's no question after this is all said and done, I think if we don't get a catastrophic flood, and that's determined, the potential's there, but I think the problem is we've already had, like you said, 7 to 10-foot seas out there. That's pretty much shut off a lot of the skimming efforts out there. It's pushed the water over the booms. Those 8-inch booms aren't going to hold that oil back, especially with that kind of wave action. It's going over the booms. It's going deeper into the market. Plus, yes, we had a sustained to 30-mile-an-hour wind from the east. That took some of the concentrated oil and pushed it farther west along the Louisiana coastline toward northeast Texas. So, when you get a storm like this, I don't care if it's 700 miles away from where this oil leak is. It's going to create a wash tub throughout the entire Gulf of Mexico. And that's what's caused the big problem through here. It's helped to
The Weather Channel's Jim Cantori joining us from South Padre Island with a difficult connection, but doing some great reporting out there. Jim, thank you for your help. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Ray.